You get ideas from daydreaming. You get ideas from being bored. You get ideas all the time. The only difference between writers and other people is we notice when we are doing it. A very good morning to everyone present here. Creativity is a magic wand that works two ways. When you set it in action and seek to create something, it does not just bring into existence that object or work, it also raises in your heart a dream, a hope, and a will to achieve that creation. And when all else seems lost and steeped in hopelessness, the magic of creativity can still keep you going. Yes, today we are here to recognize two very young, unique, and exceptionally talented budding writers of our school who have not only excelled in academics but have made a name for themselves in the society as passionate writers. Only in men's imagination does every truth find an effective and undeniable existence. Imagination, not invention, is the supreme master of art as of life. It is this imagination and passion that has led these two children to be acclaimed as great writers. So may I take this opportunity to introduce our budding writer, Oro Varat Patnaik, a student of class 11 science. Oro loves watching science fiction movies, learning ancient scripts, meeting new people, and his hobby is to gaze at the stars and to be lost in thought of the universe. When it comes to writing, he likes to write about the beauty of nature, human excellence and brain, and fusion of science and human values. His book, Beauty Beyond Beauty, is a wonderful collection of poetry and prose where he wants to introduce the world with the thoughts roaming around the mind of a 10-year-old child. May I now call upon stage with a huge round of applause, Master Oro Varat Patnaik.
A very warm good morning to one and all. So today I am standing here to give a book review of my book, Beauty Beyond Beauty. So when I was in 6th class, I was mesmerized by how writers and poets could play with words and turn the world into a new perspective. They could bring characters into actions and landscapes into life just by mere words. And you can create your own reality just by writing. So now I'll read out a small poem from this book, Tree. Tree, 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 you give everything free. You are a gift for us without breaking trusts. You are very selfless and let nobody feel helpless. Some plants are green and some brown. Leaves look as their crown. You give us cloths and wood and energy through food. Some are giants and some are small. Some are very, very tall. We are cutting you. You bleed, but you help us without thinking about your loss. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Oro. That was a beautiful poem. Now it's time for a round of questions. If anyone wants to ask any questions to Oro, you are most welcome.
Whom do you think is, for you, is an inspiration from the authors and poets? Whom do you think? And how did it struck your mind that, yes, I can be such a good writer? Why not compile everything and publish it?
For me, there are two inspirations. One is Chanakya and the other is Elizabeth Gilbert. If you read The Big Magic, you will realize that you don't actually need to be a good writer. You just need to be a writer. I have written just because to feel satisfied that I can actually write. Your satisfaction is what matters the most, and that will make you a good writer.
What is the information that you want to spread through your writings? The basic information.
The basic information of this book was that the view of an adult is okay, but the view of a child is more important. They have a unique view of the world. So when I wrote this book when I was in 6th and I was 10-year-old, I thought that adult never cared for a child's belief. So my main aim through this book is to give emphasize with the thoughts roaming around the mind of a 10-year-old kid.
Now, every person is composed of stories in him or her. It's just the situation and time which births the person and turns him or her a writer. This is what our next budding writer, Sweta Sahu, believes, who is a proud SAIoneer of Class 12 Science again. A very talented, with an exceptionally unique personality, Sweta wants to contribute something to the society. Belonging to a completely scientific background family, Sweta's struggle is to explore the various artistic fields of life. Sweta loves to know about various branches of physics. Apart from all this, she loves to listen to songs, travel, and most importantly, cook. May I now invite on stage, with a huge round of applause, Miss Sweta Sahu, the author of a novel named Lots for Others, a work that is only possible for the constant encouragement of her family, friends, and teachers. An enthusiastic person, Sweta's book is a testimony to her creativity. Welcome, Sweta.
I am a student of class 11, and the privilege I got for standing here is nothing but writing. It helped me today with the privilege of standing here and speaking to you. Friends, I don't want to make the speech a Thanksgiving one or a bit boring, so let's make it an interactive one. Tears are the words that need to be written, quoted Paulo Coelho. Friends, everyone among us is a writer. It's not anyone like called a professional writer. A writer who didn't quit is a professional one. The knowledge I got, the experience I got from being into the publishing industry of the country was mesmerizing. There was a competition, there was turmoil, but still I managed to get into it and still struggling to it. No post is permanent. It's our contribution, hard work, which helps us to struggle more and get into it. Get into that lamella of life, which helps us to struggle more and get something. Friends, I would like to read the blurb of my book. Who knows, you may like it. Does the look of a personal matter in a true relationship? How does a relationship break with only a reason of answering to others, which is the world? The story revolves around Ishanvi, a chubby girl. Everyone likes her, but few love her. Her look is not that appealing, whereas her heart is of gold. She always puts herself behind others. She thinks of the world before thinking about herself. What will happen when she gets into a relationship with a guy who is the dream of every girl? So this is all about my book, which leads to some questions unanswered, and the questions which will help you to self-realize the society we live in. So friends, how many of you hate writing or think that writing is not your job? Can I see the raising hands? Well, friends, then I must congratulate you that you have some emotions and you can be excellent writers. Friends, writing is something which will give you your experience. How many of you hate telling stories to your friends? You don't like telling stories to your friends? Okay, quite a less hands. Friends, everyone here loves to tell stories, and when those stories come into paper, they make wonderful stories. The stories which one wants to read, the story which one wants to realize. Changing mindset is not important. Making people self-realize is something, a very important thing a person can do in his life. So now, I would like to read the favorite paragraphs of my book. It's the epilogue. So this is my story of love. I started feeling guilty for all those stupid and useless comments I gave to others, maybe on any ground. I remembered how actually I used to comment about people sarcastically. I felt bad, but at that moment I thought, a realization and feeling is not important, but rectifying a mistake is more important. Friends, after all this, there's something I want to say. Criticism, the thing which all of us hate, but it's a apple pie for an author or a writer. For me, criticism makes me better. Criticism makes me stronger. Criticism makes me a powerful author. Thank you, friends.
Any questions to ask? You're most welcome.
What is the main part of your story?
And the book is about a story of us, a story about how we judge people.
How you came across this amazing aspect of self-realization.
Well, this is something I learned from the society. I judge people. I judge a lot. And then I realized why to judge when I can't self-realize the thing. Why to judge people on the basis how they look, what they say, rather than realizing what they are.
Thank you, Sweta and Oro. Now I would request Principal Sir to say a few words.
I must say that I'm quite old, but still I haven't written a book. And these two kids, I think they haven't reached 16 also, and they have the feather on their caps that they are the budding writers and they have been able to achieve this task of writing something. I think that's a commendable achievement. Thank you so much, Oro, and thank you so much, Sweta. That's a good effort. In fact, your book I have read. Oro, I will still be reading your book. A good achievement is always to be celebrated like this, and especially children who are wanting to write and who have the capacity to write must continue to write. Because please understand, today if we know Pythagoras, if we know Aristotle, if we know Aryabhatta, if we know any of those people who were there existent 2000, 3000 years back, how do we know them? Because they chose to write. Because their thoughts are still there. Because we value those thoughts and we understand that these thoughts have made our history and they are important milestones in the history of mankind. So, had these people not chosen to write, we would have lost so much of golden knowledge that these people were able to produce. So, I would like all of you to realize the importance of writing. And those of us who think that we would like to become immortal, then this is one of the ways. If you would like to become immortal, then learn to write. Because whatever you write will still remain, even if your physical self is not there. So I want all of you to realize the power of writing. And for that, it is good that you break down the shackles of thinking that someone else provides you a book and then you need to read it and then you need to understand it and all. You can go beyond. You can also pen down whatever you think is right. There is a very important aspect associated with writing. That aspect is that you need to have an experience, and the experience that can be penned down. So if you all can pen down your experiences, like in summer assignments we give you diary writing and all, and if you do that, these are the first tiny steps of yours towards writing. If you read your own diaries after some time, you will be astonished how you used to think and what you used to think at that particular point in time. So it's a good reading, at least for yourself also. So learn to write, and that will help you in many ways. And I'm really proud of these SAIoneers who actually showed us that there is a way where we can also be immortal and start writing now. So I would like all of you to give a big round of applause to them.